Hey guys, welcome back to Financial Professional. Today we'll explain to you how Kevin O'Leary became a multi-millionaire. Let's head into it. Number 5. The beginnings. O'Leary was selected for an internship at Nabisco in downtown Toronto in 1979, between the first and second years of his MBA program. He then worked as an assistant brand manager for Nabisco's cat food brand. O'Leary credits the skills he developed in marketing during his days at Nabisco, with his later success at the Learning Company. O'Leary began a brief career as a television producer. After Nabisco, O'Leary co-founded Special Event Television with two of his former MBA classmates, Scott McKenzie and Dave Toms, both of whom had assisted on O'Leary's MBA documentary. SET was an independent production company for television that produced original sports programming such as The Original Six, Grapevine of Don Cherry and Bobby Orr, and The Hockey Legends, with minor television shows, soccer movies, sports documentaries, and short in-between period commercials for local professional hockey teams. The firm achieved limited success. One of his partners later purchased $25,000 for his share of the venture.
When I graduated, I started my first company, Special Event Television. It made sports programming for the networks.
Number 4. Softkey. O'Leary started Softkey in a Toronto basement in 1986, along with business partners John Freeman and Gary Babcock. After selling his share of SET, the firm was a publisher and distributor of Windows and Macintosh personal computer software based on CD-ROMs. The day before signing the documents and delivering his check, a major financial backer, who had committed $250,000 in development capital to the company, backed out, which left O'Leary looking for funding to support the fledgling business. He used the proceeds of his SET share sale and persuaded his mother to lend him $10,000 in seed capital to set up Softkey software products. In the early 1980s, the software and personal computer industries were growing rapidly, and O'Leary convinced printer manufacturers to bundle their hardware with Softkey's program. The company developed a number of educational software products focused on mathematics and reading education, with distribution assured. Softkey products typically consisted of software intended for home users, especially compilation discs containing various freeware and shareware games packaged in jewel-case CD-ROMs. In the late 1980s, Softkey weathered stiff competition from other software firms and prospered throughout the 1990s. By 1993, Softkey, acquiring rivals such as WordStar and Spinnaker Software, had become a major consolidator in the educational software market. In 1995, for $606 million, Softkey acquired the Learning Company, or TLC, adopted its name, and relocated its headquarters to Cambridge, Massachusetts. In 1998, TLC lost $105 million in revenues on $800 million and suffered losses in the last 2 years. In June 1998, TLC bought its former rival, Rotorbund, for $416 million.
Then Softkey started in my basement, which eventually became the Learning Company. And a few years later, I sold it for $4.2 billion.
Number 3. StorageNow Holdings. O'Leary became a co-investor and director of StorageNow Holdings in 2003, a Canadian developer of climate-controlled storage facilities, a Reza-Hatchu and Asif Satchu-controlled company. StorageNow became Canada's storage services operator, with facilities in 11 cities, and was acquired for $110 million by StorageRate in March 2007. Originally worth $500,000, he sold his shares for more than $4.5 million. In May 2005, a $10 million wrongful dismissal lawsuit was filed by Reza-Hatchu and O'Leary's operating partner, Wheeler, charging that they had altered an agreed-upon compensation deal and illegally reduced Wheeler's share of the profits. Wheeler failed to achieve performance targets. O'Leary and Satchu claimed the case has been resolved out of court. Number 2. O'Leary Funds. O'Leary co-founded O'Leary Funds Incorporated in 2008, a mutual fund firm focused on investing in global yields. He's the chairman and lead investor of the company, while Shane O'Leary, his brother, serves as the director. The managed assets of the fund grew from $400 million in 2011 to $1.2 billion in 2012. Stanton Asset Management, a firm controlled by Connor O'Brien and Louis Ann Poyer's husband and wife team, was the primary manager of the fund. The fund increased the distribution yield of its funds by returning invested capital to shareholders, according to research by Mark R. McQueen. While this is not uncommon, it was contrary to the statements made by O'Leary. Another analysis also found that the return of capital was 1/4 of the distributions from one of O'Leary's funds. In November 2014, O'Leary Funds Management agreed to pay penalties to the Autorité des Marchés Financiers for violating certain technical provisions of the Securities Act. O'Leary Funds reported that at the time of the agreement that it had taken steps to correct the violations. O'Leary Funds was sold to Cano Financial, a private investment management firm owned by the Canadian businessman Brett Wilson, on October 15, 2015. Number 1. ETF and Investing. O'Leary launched an ETF on July 14, 2015 through O'Shares Investments, a division of his O'Leary Funds Management LP investment fund, where O'Leary serves as chairman. An investor of value, he gave advice on personal finance. He supports portfolio portfolio diversification and suggests that investors have their age in their portfolios as a percentage of bonds, like 30% in bonds and 70% in stocks for a 30-year-old investor, with an increasing proportion of bonds and decreasing proportion of stocks as the investor ages. O'Leary has also stated on many occasions that he won't invest in a publicly traded stock unless it pays him a dividend.
Diversification is what saves you from disaster, having investments in a wide range of businesses and sectors.
With 5% of his financial portfolio invested in physical gold, O'Leary also ventured into gold investing. However, because he says cash flow is an important investment factor for him, he doesn't invest in the stocks of gold mining companies. In multiple industry sectors, O'Leary also recommends diversification so that no more than 20% of one's financial portfolio is held in one sector. What do you think about Kevin O'Leary? Do you think he deserves to be a millionaire? Let us know in the comment section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.